On today's episode, we'll be playing with tornadoes and sending some of our students to jail.
We'll even teach you a few things about those pesky finances, so don't go anywhere because this is Live, Laugh, Love Philly. Hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of Live, Laugh, Love Philly. I'm Taylor Kamen.
And I'm Nick Stahl. For today's edition, we will be featuring educational topics such as science, history, and math. So sit back, relax, and take some of the notes, and let's get started.
On today's episode, we'll be featuring some at-home science projects you can do with your kids, such as making a tornado in a bottle.
Adding to the fun, we'll be testing LaSalle's student body on general knowledge about Philadelphia. Taylor and I will square off in a trivial quiz segment before taking you on a trip to the infamous jail that held many gangsters such as Al Capone.
Later on, we'll bring you a history segment with one of LaSalle's professors. And finally, we will sit down and talk to Michelle Regal, co-founder of the financial team, Why Not You, based in the Philadelphia area.
We have a great show lined up. I'm really excited and I can't wait to beat you with my quick noggin.
Well, Nick, may the odds be ever in your favor.
Have you ever wanted to create a tornado? Well, you can't because that'd be dangerous. But you can create your own vortex that looks like a tornado. Our scientifically speaking experts, Barbara Cullen and Jasmine Gamble, will show you just how to do that. They'll show you that with just a few at-home products, you can make your own tornado in a bottle. Take it away, ladies.
Welcome to Scientifically Speaking. Today we will be showing you how to do a tornado in a bottle. Now there's two different ways you can do this. You can use lamp oil or you can use dish soap. This time we're going to be using the dish soap, and then later I'll show you how to do it with the lamp oil.
First, you're going to fill about 90% of the water bottle up with water.
Pour about a squirt of dish soap onto the water. After pouring the dish soap, you're going to use the hose connector to connect both of the bottles. Then you're going to use the electrical tape to tape out all the leakage from the bottles. Put as much tape as possible to avoid any leakage. Following the same steps, we're going to do tornado in a bottle, just using the lamp oil instead of the dish soap. Now you're going to put a few splashes of lamp oil onto the bottle.
As you can see, the formation of the tornado makes it easier for the air to come into the bottle and allows the water to pour out faster. If you look carefully, you will be able to see the hole in the middle of the vortex that allows the air to come up inside the bottle. If you do not swirl the water and just allow it to flow in and on its own, then the air and water have to take turns passing through the mouth of the bottle.
I am Barbara Colon, and thank you for watching another episode of Scientifically Speaking. That looks like such a fun thing to do, especially to do at home with your kids.
Definitely. You only need 3 household items to create it.
Staying on track with Scientifically Speaking, next we have Mark Wilson and my co-host Nick Stahl, who worked on another at-home project that involves simple ingredients such as dish soap and oil. Let's take a look.
Your first step is you're going to take your water and pour it into the container. Any amount of water will do, as long as it's a sizable amount that you're able to see and pour enough into the container. After that, you'll take your oil, slowly pour it in so you can have a good enough amount in there that you'll be able to see the difference between the layers. Once you pour the oil in with the water, give it a couple minutes just to let the oil and water separate from each other. as you can see now, along the bottom here is all water and clear, and on the very top here, along where my fingers will be, right there, the little yellow discoloration, that is the oil. So now they have separated, the oil's on top and the water's on the bottom, we can go on to the next step, which is adding the dish soap. Take the dish soap, and you pour just about a couple circles in, and you'll see it begins to react. The oil and the dish soap are mixing together along with the water. Now the next step would be, if you had an animal that was affected by the oil spill, you would put them into the container, into the pool, and you would scrub. And as you see, it now turns to white, and that's the oil mixing with the water and the dish soap. Now when they're all mixed together, it allows for the water to be rinsed, the water and oil to be rinsed off equally from the animal. You can take our paper towel, dump it in, pull out, and it pulls out everything just as one whole liquid. And just like that, you do that for the animals and they come clean and live a very healthy life. And there you guys go, an easy at-home do-it-yourself science project with stuff straight from your kitchen. This project, you're able to learn how animals are saved in the wilderness when there's an oil spill. So simply using your own at-home dish soap. Well, that's it for us today here. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, Taylor, most oil spills are caused major environmental damage.
Is that right, Nick?
Take, for instance, the BP oil spill that occurred back in 2010. More than 200 million gallons of oil was spilled into the Gulf of Mexico for 87 days. Coastlines were damaged and some people were killed. Most tragic was the number of animals that died, many that were on the endangered species list.
Wow, that's just heartbreaking. Maybe we should pay more attention to how fossil fuels are affecting our planet.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll move into historical roots of Philadelphia. So don't change that channel, because we'll be right back with more Live, Laugh, Love Philly.
Take her home. I got her. Yeah. No, it's really fun. I can take her home. It's no big deal.
Don't be that friend and help put an end to sexual assault.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is educational edition of Live, Laugh, Love Philly. We discussed some at-home science projects, and now we will shift our focus to the historical side of Philly.
Coming up, we have our Ask Philly segment, where LaSalle students were questioned about Philadelphia. Hey Taylor, can we get to that trivial quiz yet? You know, the one that'll beat you at?
Now hold on, Nick. I'm not so sure about that. I'm definitely going to win. Anyway, later we'll take you to a tour of the Eastern State Penitentiary, and we'll pay a visit to George Boudreau, a LaSalle history professor.
Finally, we'll be sitting down with Michelle Regal. She's going to teach us a few things about being financially responsible.
I know I sure need some help with my bookkeeping. Hopefully she'll have some good tips.
Let's start off with our Ask Philly segment. Sierra Rodriguez and my co-host Taylor Kamen went out in the field to see how much LaSalle students know about the city.
Taylor from LaSalle TV, and I'm here on campus today to see if our students know some fun facts about the city of brotherly love. Let's ask Philly. Our first question today is, how much does the Liberty Bell weigh? A, 2,080 pounds, B, 4,000 pounds, or C, 1,950 pounds?
I would go with C.
I'm gonna go with C.
We'll say A. We'll say A. 2,080 pounds.
A? 2,080?
Is it A, 2,080 pounds?
2,080 pounds?
That is correct. Our next question is, which movie was filmed in Philadelphia? A, Wedding Crashers, B, Age of Innocence, or C, Fast and the Furious?
I think I'm gonna go with A. I think it's A.
Wedding Crashers?
Yeah, we're gonna go with Wedding Crashers.
I'm gonna go with B, Age of Innocence.
Rocky.
B, Age of Innocence. Wedding Crashers?
Age of Innocence. B.
What is the name of the football stadium that serves as the home of the Eagles?
I believe that's the Lincoln. Lincoln? What?
The Link. It's the Link.
Lincoln Financial Field.
Lincoln Financial Field?
The Lincoln Financial Field.
The Lincoln Financial Field.
Lincoln Financial Field, baby. Season tickets, baby. Tebow.
Name an actor or an actress that was born in West Philly.
Gotta go Will Smith then, huh?
Will Smith.
Will Smith, you already know.
Oh, what? Will Smith, come on now.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Seems like the students here at LaSalle really know their fun facts about Philly. Let's see if my co-host Nick knows his stuff. In which year was the first daily newspaper published in Philadelphia? All right, Nick, now's the time to prove you've been paying attention in class. Are you ready?
I sure am.
What famous movie has a scene on the Art Museum steps in Philadelphia?
Rocky. Everybody knows that.
True, that's correct.
Okay, Taylor. About 1/10 of Earth's surface is permanently covered with what?
Water. No, wait, it's ice. Water covers 71% of the Earth's surface.
That's right. I almost had you there.
Which person is credited with inventing daylight savings time?
I'm going to have to say Benjamin Franklin.
That's right. You're really good at this.
And what is the distance around a polygon, otherwise known as?
Math has never been my subject. I'm going to say the perimeter.
Correct. Nicely done. I wasn't expecting a tie. I guess college really is paying off.
Well, that was fun. We have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because when we return, we'll have some very interesting topics to talk about. We'll be right back with more Live, Laugh, Love Philly.
I'm a writing center tutor, and I know more.
I'm an athlete, and I know more.
I'm a professor, and I know more.
I'm in Greek life, and I know more.
I'm an RA, and I know more.
If you see someone who may be at risk of sexual assault, step up and keep them safe. For more information about sexual assault and what you can do to prevent it, visit knowmore.org. Show your support by speaking out against sexual assault by using the Know More hashtag on social media.
Welcome back to Live, Laugh, Love Philly. Moving forward with our show, we bring you to a famous abandoned jail located on Fairmount Avenue. Student reporters Isaac Perry and Ro Diaz took a trip inside the Eastern State Penitentiary that held many famous gangsters such as Al Capone.
I actually went there on Halloween for Terror Behind the Walls. It was really scary.
Maybe we'll spot some ghosts. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Ro Diaz.
Hi, I'm Isaac Perry.
And welcome to
the Eastern State Penitentiary. Let's take a look and see what they got.
Come on.
In 1787, 4 years after the American Revolutionary War, the United States was a country brimming with possibility, and no city felt the excitement more than Philadelphia. That same year, a couple of blocks away from Independence Hall, at the home of Benjamin Franklin, another group of civic-minded leaders gathered to debate a wholly different matter: prison reform.
Conditions at the Walnut Street Jail, located directly behind Independence Hall, were appalling. Men and women, adults and children, thieves and murderers were jailed together in disease-ridden, dirty pens where rape and robbery were common occurrences. Delegates from around the world came to study the famous Pennsylvania system. More than 300 prisons throughout Europe, South America, Russia, China, and Japan will be based on the Eastern State Penitentiary model, but some were not so convinced of the method. Charles Dickens, after his visit in 1842, wrote critically
I am persuaded that those who designed this system do not know what it is they are doing. I hold the slow and daily tampering with the mysteries of the brain to be immeasurably worse than any torture of the body.
In 1971, it was officially closed by the state of Pennsylvania. Over the course of its 142 years, the penitentiary held some 75,000 inmates, including the gangster Al Capone. Declared a National Historic Landmark in 1965, the prison was opened as a historic site in 1994.
Today, tourists and not criminals walk beneath the vaulted ceilings and skylights of the Neil Gotti building that once represent the moral ambitions of America's founding fathers. Let's see what people found interesting.
In Japan, generally we cannot see the prison, so I was interested in this place.
Just want to check out some attractions, and I heard about the prison online. Got a city pass, we ended up talking them into coming.
I'm from Australia, so I just like the history of Philadelphia as a whole and the history of the prison.
What you found interesting?
Everything being one of the first prison, the history of the people that came here, the cell life, the architecture, everything.
The Eastern State Penitentiary is open every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, go to www.easternstate.org.
Did you know that Eastern State is America's most historic prison and the #1 haunted house in America?
No, actually I didn't. Boy, you really do learn something new every day. Speaking of new, you can never brush up on enough history. Our very own reporters Anthony Fleet and Zoli Heft sat down with George Boudreaux. He's a LaSalle history professor who authored the book Independence, A Historic Guide to Philadelphia. Let's have a look.
So I'm with Dr. George Boudreaux. He's the Director of Public History here at LaSalle University. Dr. Boudreaux, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Anthony.
And first of all, can you just tell us how long you were here and what you do here at LaSalle University?
Well, I joined the LaSalle faculty just this year. I moved into my office on May 1st, 2014, after a long time teaching elsewhere. And I teach courses on American history, African American history, the history of Philadelphia, and also on public history, which is the way the public uses, interprets, and understands the past.
Cool. And talk to us about some of the work you do outside of LaSalle, such as educating people on the American Enlightenment and things like that.
Well, I do a lot of things. One of the funny parts about being an early American historian when you live in Philadelphia is suddenly your work is very relevant. So I do a lot of outreach work with local historical sites, ranging from Independence National Historical Park, where Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell are, to a lot of small museums, small historical societies, etc.
Here's your book right here. Can you tell us more about your book and what got you interested in writing and things like that?
Yeah, it came from an interesting moment about a decade ago when there was a lot of controversy in Philadelphia. For years, we hadn't done a good job of teaching the early history of the city about all races, about all groups. And there was a lot of controversy over should we tell the story that George Washington had owned slaves in the president's house. And my driving mantra of all of that was just tell the story. So what I tried to do in what I intended to be a 120-page guidebook that became a 416-page narrative, there's a lot to tell, was to try and tell everybody's story, to look at all of these spaces and the artworks, the spaces, the houses, the public rooms of early Philadelphia resound with this story. We were a very ethnically, racially, and socially diverse place from the start. And that's the story that I tell in Independence.
Dr. George Boudreaux, he's the Director of Public History here at LaSalle. Make sure you check out his book. You can get it off of Amazon or even here at LaSalle University's bookstore. Dr. Boudreaux, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
And back to you guys at the desk.
Wow, LaSalle really seems to offer a diverse group of experienced professors.
Definitely. He really got me interested in learning more about Benjamin Franklin. I'm definitely going to pick up his book and try to... Don't change the channel, because when we get back, we'll be sitting down with Michelle Riegel and learning on how to keep our finances straight. We'll be right back.
Have you ever
Had someone repeatedly put their hands on you even though you were saying no?
Been threatened into an unwanted sexual activity? Each year, there are almost 300,000 victims of sexual assault,
Unwanted touching,
attempted rape, and committed rape
and even receiving sexually threatening messages.
are all forms of sexual assault.
Anyone can be a victim.
No matter the age, gender, or ethnicity, take a stand.
Against sexual assault.
My dreams used to be traveling to places like Spain, Africa, India, going to college and becoming a doctor, being a radio show host. But those dreams are over. A one-night stand changed my life forever. I thought it wasn't a big deal. I didn't know the meaning of consent. Now I learned the hard way. If someone says no, it means no.
Welcome back, everyone. We have here with us Michelle Regal, the co-founder of the financial team, Why Not You, based here in Philadelphia. Thank you for joining us, Michelle.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's really nice to be here.
That's
All
wonderful.
right. So we have a few questions for you today. Can you just first start off by telling us about yourself?
Sure. I'm a mother of two. I have two dogs. I'm actually from the Poconos, so I'm excited to come out today. But I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur, actually. I own two businesses, have several rental properties. But I'm really into educating people how to create a better life for themselves. Because if people know better, they do better.
Nice. Okay.
What made you decide to get into financing?
So when I was about 18 or 19 years old, I got in the real estate industry. And in the Poconos, it was booming then.
Right.
And one of my responsibilities was to pre-qualify people for mortgages. So I had to look at what they were spending every single month and report that to a mortgage company to see if they qualified to purchase a home. And it really caught my attention. Like, wow, these are some things I should look into for my own life.
Right.
Wow, you started at a really young age. That's really good. I heard you dabble in network marketing. Tell me a little of what this is and how you tie it into finances.
So the saying behind network marketing was coined by Eric Worre, which is, it's not perfect, it's just better. With network marketing, it's a lifestyle. You decide the life that you want. There are over 100 different companies that serve in the direct sales space, and you create the lifestyle that you want. By doing that, you put your efforts forward with like-minded individuals, entrepreneurs, leadership, all kinds of people to create the life that you want and maybe the income that will help supplement what you do every day.
Okay. Now, I've heard a couple different things about residual income. Can you kind of talk a little about residual income a little more?
Sure. So the idea behind residual income is that you put forth effort once and then you reap the benefits of that over and over again. My best example of that are my rental properties. I purchased a house once, I found a renter, they pay me every single month over and over again.
Okay.
What's the difference between residual and regular income?
So with regular income, say you work 40 hours a week, you know you're going to make, let's just make up a number, say $800 that week. You know that's what's coming, that's it. With residual income, maybe you have more rental properties this week, or like in terms of with network marketing, you've shared it with more people, so you've increased your income. You have more control over that.
Right, right. What would you say the hardest thing about residual income is?
The myth behind residual income is that you do work once and that's it. It's something that you have to be mindful of and pay attention to every day.
Okay. What advice do you have for young kids of today's generation about like saving, managing, and even making money?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Don't be afraid to fail. Any success I've ever achieved came after about 10 failures, so that's really important to do that.
Yeah.
So I find that younger people, what's your favorite thing to say to your parents? I know. Right? So my daughter's going to be 12 tomorrow. Favorite thing for her to tell me, I know, Mom. All right, cool, that's great. But if you knew, you'd be doing it already. So don't be afraid to ask questions from people that are already doing it. Find a mentor. You know, I work with Team All In, and we focus on mentorship and leadership. You have to be able to be humble enough to not reinvent the wheel.
Right.
So what is a typical day for you like with working and owning your own businesses and just what you do every day? Just
A typical day. So I live on my phone. Everybody will tell you that. I shamefully sleep with my phone on the nightstand. So I check my emails, look at my calendar for the day. What phone calls do I need to make? What appearances do I need to make, like here, for example? What time do the kids need to be at school? Does anybody have dance or a doctor's appointment? And so really, I live by my calendar.
Okay.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. And a special thank you to our guest, Michelle.
Thank you. For more Live, Laugh, Love Philly, you can visit us on the web at Facebook and Twitter. Also, check us out on YouTube at LaSalle 56.
Until next time, we'll see you right here on LaSalle's Live, Laugh, Love Philly. So stay tuned to see our latest program. I'm Nick Stahl.
And I'm Taylor Cameron. Thanks for watching.